Okay, welcome America, welcome Taylor Swift. Today we are going to be doing some writing equations from diagrams to make lines parallel. We're going to solving for values of x, and we're also going to be just writing equations from diagrams for review, which is just a really hard concept at the beginning of geometry, but by the end of the year it's a lot more easier. Okay, so these angles right here, in order to make these two lines parallel, we need to know the relationship between these two angles. Now, this is the interior. Can I draw like this? Okay, this is the interior of those two lines, okay? And this is the exterior, okay? So these two angles are on the interior, and they're also on the same side of the transversal. So instead of being alternate interior angles, they're called consecutive interior angles. That's just what they call it. Consecutive interior angles are not congruent. They're the one relationship that's not congruent. They're actually supplementary. And the best way I like to draw that, I like to use 60 and 120. This looks like it's about 60. If that angle's 60, this is 120, right? Because it makes 180, which makes this 60, which makes this 120. 60, 120, 60, 120. You can see when you draw this type of diagram, and these lines are parallel. You put the little marks, these little triangles that say they're parallel. You can see that alternate interior angles are the same, they're congruent. You can see that alternate exterior angles are the same, they're congruent. You can see that corresponding angles are the same, they're congruent. The one that's not, the relationship that's not the same, is the one we're about to do, the consecutive interior. They're actually supplementary. They add up to 180. So for this one, we are going to take these two angles and add them up and equal them to 180 to solve for the value of x. If you get a problem like this on a quiz or a test or ESOL, and you by accident set them equal to each other, which is a super common thing to do, I can guarantee you, if the question is multiple choice, that the answer that you get is going to be one of the distractors, because they're trying to see if you know what you're doing. But these two are not equal. They're actually supplementary. So x plus 20 adds up to 180 degrees. Are we good with that? So now, these are like terms. They're on the same side of the equal sign, okay? Same side. I've been seeing a lot of this. We don't want to do that because that would subtract x from the same side of the equal sign twice. They're actually on the same side, so we can combine them. X plus x is 2x. 1x plus 1x for a total of 2x's. So this is 2x plus 20 equals 180. Now I'm going to go ahead and solve, and you guys are probably finished, and you can check my work and tell me if it's right, because I do make mistakes. I am getting 80. Did you guys get 80?
Yep.
Okay, good. So the value of x, in order to make these two lines parallel, x has to be 80. How are we doing? Good? Okay. Is anyone still writing this down? I did write it down kind of quickly, so. Good? Okay, this one. We have learned no relationship where we have one exterior angle on one side of the transversal, and then on the other side we have an interior angle. There's no relationship. However, there's multiple ways to look at this. And it doesn't matter to me how you look at it. Wouldn't you agree that if this angle is 100 degrees, this one has to be 80 because together they make a straight line? So if you wanted to, you could set 80 equal to 2x because those are corresponding angles. Or this one's also 80. You could use alternate interior angles. Still, 2x is going to be equal to 80. Another thing you could do is if this is 80, this is 100. You could use consecutive interior angles. These two angles are not equal. What are they? They're not equal. They are consecutive. They are supplementary. Supplementary. They add up to 180. So I need someone to solve this using like 2x equals 80, whether it's corresponding angles or alternate interior angles. Can someone volunteer to do it that? Setting 2x equal to 80 for me? Okay, and I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to add 2x plus 100 and set it equal to 180, and we should get the same answer. So 2x plus 100 equals 180, and let's just see what happens. Because there are many ways to go about these problems. And as long as you're setting it up the right way, you should get the same answer. Now I'm getting, using consecutive interior angles, I'm getting x is 40. For when you use corresponding angles, did you get x is 40?
Yeah.
Okay, so doesn't matter how you set it up. You can either set 2x equal to 80, or you can write your equation 2x plus 100 equals 180. How are we doing? Okay. That's one of the hardest ones because you can't, there's no relationship that we've been given between the two angles that are given. Is anyone still writing this down? Okay, clearing it out. Okay, the next several slides, we are not solving anything. We are just going to quickly review how to write an equation from a diagram because it's just a hard concept and we need to review how to do it. What do these marks mean? Sorry, what'd you say? So since they're the same length, since they're congruent, what's the equation that we're going to write? Thomas?
Put an equal sign in the middle.
4x minus 1 should equal 3x plus 3, and we're not solving. We're just writing our equation. Any questions? Okay, this one. I know that on your diagram you can't do this, but they didn't put this information. The measure of LKN is 145. They didn't put that on the diagram. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw that on your diagram. I know you can't. But now you can kind of see, get a visual of what this diagram says. So what's the equation we're going to write from this diagram? Okay, Ryan?
2x plus 10 plus 4x minus 3 equals 145.
Perfect. Because this angle plus this angle adds up to 145. How are we doing? This should be getting easier. It was really hard at first, but with practice it gets easier. And I know you guys can solve equations, so we're not practicing the algebra. What about this one? This is a straight line, which is how many degrees?
180.
180. So (10x minus 5). Okay, Thomas, tell me the rest.
Plus 4x plus 3 equals 180.
Boom! Yes. Questions? Good? Clearing that. All right, what's this one? Okay, Riley.
2x plus 2 plus x plus 1 equals 9.
Are we good? This is getting easier. I feel like this is a good lesson. feel like you guys are getting this. Tell me if I'm wrong. But that's the vibe I'm getting from you guys. All right, what's this one? Yup. Done.